Welcome back. You're still watching the news at 10, coming to you live from Channels Television. The family of businessman Mr. Agodi Ibru has been reacting to the announcement by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, declaring him wanted over alleged capital markets fraud, money laundering and diversion of funds. The family, in a statement today, describes the EFCC's action as scandalous, misleading and unfortunate, creating the impression that Mr. Ibru is on the run. The statement adds that Mr. Ibru had earlier responded to the EFCC's invitation to him for an interview on July the 25th, explaining that he was in the United Kingdom for medical treatment, but promised to honor the invitation on his return in the first week of November 2016. The family further describes the announcement by the EFCC as an indication of bias into an investigation of an issue that borders primarily on family misunderstanding, which it says the EFCC is fully aware of. A large crowd of protesters from Ase Omoko and Otulu Ogwashuku communities in the Ndokwa East and Aniocha South local government areas in Delta State are asking the government to investigate the murder of some members of their community. The protesters are alleging that the Attorney General of the state appears to have some interest in the matter.
Men, women and youths of Asiomoku and Otulu Ogwashuku communities in the Ndokwa East and Aniocha South local government areas of Delta State took to the streets carrying placards and singing solidarity songs. Their grievances are many, but they want government to first investigate the alleged murder of one Francis Obi and others who were allegedly killed by some hoodlums.
Some hoodlums came to the community, attacked everybody, drive everybody away from the community. So late Francis went to Abuja, report at the Area 10, first headquarters Area 10, came with some policemen for inventory of the case. After then, when they were going back, so the guys attacked them, ambushed them, took Francis and shot him in front of police, removed his head, collected his body. Up to date, you have not seen him.
2013, 19th November 2013, they killed my husband, they collected my husband from the police end. Then we now arrest them, decide the matter to court. The government now release them, that they don't have our time.
The group also claimed that their farmlands are attacked and that 3 people have been killed in Otulu town, with many others injured.
These criminals are still on the street, moving, bragging that the governor is their person, the Attorney General is their person. They have no case to answer. They can do anything, they can do whatever they wish to do at all time and made away with it.
The State Attorney General, who is accused of sitting on the case, denies the allegation.
These are cases where what we have in the file cannot sustain a prosecution and cannot give us a conviction. We don't have enough evidence. Somebody who has lost somebody has a right to, of course, it's natural. But the truth is that we work with cold facts, we work with documents. And if the investigation is not done properly, there's nothing I can do as Attorney General.
Though both cases are being handled at the force quarters in Abuja, the Delta State Commissioner of Police advises protesting communities to keep calm with a promise to review the case.
When I visited your area, yes, I gave out my number. Yes, sir. So if there is any threat of sorts, I suppose you should have gotten across to me so that I'll handle it immediately. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should not go to Abuja or go to Abuja. So don't worry, just come to the office. We'll address it immediately.
The 2 communities have also threatened to send a formal petition to the Federal Attorney General to intervene in the matter. But for now, they are waiting to see how the state authorities will respond to their grievances.
Well, that's it from the nation's capital. It's back to you, Gimba.
Brilliant. Steady progress on the news at 10. Time now for business news with Imana Amoy.
You first. First Bank.
Hello and welcome to Business News. The acting managing director of the Bank of Industry, Mr. Wahid Olagunju, says that a total of 13 billion naira has so far been released by the central bank as intervention fund for the textile industry. Mr. Olagunju, who was speaking at a meeting in Abuja, says the fund is part of the 50 billion naira intervention fund by the federal government to revive production. While expressing optimism that more interventions are underway for the industry, he says 40 beneficiaries have so far received funds since September 2016.
As we all know, the economy is officially in recession. And in recessionary times like this, as the federal government is currently doing, you need a lot of incentives, a lot of interventions to help the private sector to overcome the challenges of the recession. But a lot of them witnessed turnaround in the operations. But the only other issues have to do with the environment. And those are factors beyond the control of the bank of industry, like smuggling, like counterfeiting, and supply of fuel.
The Kaduna State Governor, Nasser El-Rufai, has presented a budget of 215.92 billion naira for the 2017 fiscal year. The bill, which was presented before the State House of Assembly, represents an increase over the 2016 171.7 billion naira budget. Addressing the lawmakers, Mr. El-Rufai says the budget revenue estimates are based on a $39 per barrel benchmark for crude oil prices. According to the governor, the state plans to fund its capital projects through internally generated revenue programs as well as borrowing.
We have been raising our IGR significantly, and just yesterday I launched the recertification program that will give everyone in Kaduna State the opportunity to not only recertify his title. There are about 70,000 holders of CFO in Kaduna, but we think there are about 1.9 million people that have land but no title. And this program that we launch tomorrow will give them the opportunity to certify their titles. That alone, we expect, will bring us billions of naira in revenues. I just give that example to show you how one area that untapped source of revenue that previous governments have not taken advantage of that we are now opening. Secondly, we are going to be borrowing. We are borrowing concessional. We are borrowing on a concessional basis from the World Bank, Africa Development Bank, Islamic Development Bank to fund some of our programs, because we believe that at this time of recession, we have to spend our way out of the recession.
Governor of Kaduna State, Nasser El-Rufai. Now, further declines trailed today's trading on the local stock markets following sell-offs from the banking, insurance, industrial goods and oil and gas sectors. Millicent Walker has details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Nigeria's stock market fell for a second straight session this week, this time by 62 basis points on the back of price declines by some industrial and financial bellwethers. Thursday's decline was dominated by 27 losers, including E-Transact, BOC Gases and Forte Oil in the lead category, while the gainers table recorded 11 advances led by Diamondback, NACO and Dangote Sugar. Overall transaction was, however, improved in contrast to Wednesday's trading, as a turnover of 380.78 million shares changed hands in 2,954 deals for over 1.83 billion naira. Now, the three most active stocks were Access Bank, Diamond and Fidelity Bank. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Millicent Walker.
Thank you, Millicent. It's a mostly negative close for major world stock markets across the board today as investors react to disappointing Chinese economic data, as well as the recent minutes of the U.S. Central Bank International. Let's see the numbers. And that's Business News Tonight. Very many thanks for staying with us. I'm Emana Amawe. It's back to Gimba for the rest of the news at 10.
You first. First Bank.
Telecommunications firm MTN Nigeria has partnered with an airline company, Air France KLM, to package an offer of up to 25% discount on business class tickets from Lagos to London. The offer will run from October to December 2016. In addition, customers will enjoy free incoming calls on the MTN network while abroad. At a formal announcement in Lagos, both companies agreed that the partnership is aimed at rewarding their customers.
Building partnerships and creating new ties is why this group of people are gathered in this hall. MTN Nigeria and Air France KLM are coming together to deliver what they describe as connections on the ground and in the air.
We have partnered with Air France to offer an unbeatable offer to our platinum customers who wish to travel to London anytime between now and the end of the year, up to 25% discount on the tickets to London.
It's about combining two things, basically the technology which is in my hand and the connection we offer physically by enabling people to meet in real life, and I think that's an unbeatable offer. But this is not the only thing we will do. This partnership entails much more.
Then the action to symbolically cement the relationship follows. For both leading brands, this is another opportunity to reward loyalty.
We just need to be out there and thanking customers because they have been loyal to us, they have been using our network. And as we benefit from their experience as how you are using our network, what can we do in return? How can I make my network better? How can I make my experience better? This is just one more way of thanking people.
This is how to latch on if a customer is interested.
Each of them will receive a unique code which we'll send to them, likely today, tomorrow, with a unique code for them to be able to benefit from this. And those who wish to take up the offer can send an email, a specific email. I'll just read it out now: mail.mtn.afkl@airfrance.fr.
As this initiative kicks off, MTN has this to say: watch this space, make more calls, or even activate a SIM, as it's about the business of making customers' lives a whole lot brighter.
Next on the news at 10, British Boxing Board of Control revokes Tyson Fury's license, pending further investigations into doping and medical issues. That's the sports news. Stay with us.